So I'm a book nerd from the beginning. My early love of reading and my early love of learning, those were pathways to my passion for education. I was the kid that used to rush through schoolwork so that I could read a book. And I used to hide my books inside my textbooks so that the teacher wouldn't know that I was reading. You know, I used to get in trouble because I would read ahead in reading group. And so that was my problem all the time. My mom would be, a common phrase in my house was, Toni, put the book down and then just fill in the blank. Put the book down and eat dinner, put the book down and clean your room. And then in middle school, I read John Grisham, and I thought, well, being a lawyer sounds pretty cool. And so my plan was to be an English major and then go to law school. And I thought, I'd make lots of money. And obviously, from the books I was reading, they have all kinds of adventures that were taking place. And so when I was a senior in high school, early on in senior year, my senior English teacher, I was telling her about what my career plan was. And she said, Toni, you don't want to be a lawyer, you want to be a lawyer in a book. And I thought, well, that's true. And I realized that everything I was interested in along the way was because I had read about it in a book. I began to see that I needed a career that let me be with books all the time. And, there's no better career than that, than being an English teacher. I'm surrounded with books. My classroom has more books. They're stacked on top of each other. And so what I get to be passionate about with my kids are the books that I love so much. And, I just feel like every time we read a book, it becomes part of who we are. And all those books that I read along the way that were changing my career path, it was because I was taking that book in and it was helping me to form the person I was going to be. And now I get to do that with my kids every single day. My first day in a public school was September 11th, 2001. The atmosphere of the school was really somber, and the kids, they had questions, the teachers, they had questions, but my mentor teacher pulled me aside, and the first thing she said to me was, our job is to keep the kids calm. We let them know what they need to know, but our job is to be here for the kids. And so that's what we did. For the first time, in the past couple of years, we've been getting students who are of an age that they don't remember 9/11. It's something that just is a word. It doesn't mean anything to them. And so as a teacher, I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that they understand the importance of that moment and how it truly did change the course of human events. And so I try to then take this event that to them is still kind of abstract, and we want to turn it into something more concrete. And so we work with technology. We do things like podcasts, where the kids create a podcast about the novel with a focus of 9/11 as their backdrop. This digital immigrant, that's me, is in this land of digital natives. And for kids, they make meaning through technology. They don't make meaning the way that I used to. They need all these different points of stimuli at one time for really to have full engagement. And so when I'm thinking about a subject like 9/11, something that's so emotionally powerful for me, I have to think about what resonates with them emotionally. And quite frankly, it's technology. Teaching is hard. Aside from being a parent, it is honestly the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life. But it's also one of the most rewarding. You see, every day I get to come into a school that I love, with colleagues that I like, with kids that I adore, and I get to go in my classroom and close my door, and I get to be me. I get to do what I think I was meant to do. That's what teaching's about.